We've been walking for hours. We've got to quicken our pace. The Lich King is defenseless without us.
I left many of my warriors at Icecrown before I came to find you, Death Knight. They will hold the line for as long as they are able.
Tell me, where are all of your people? Shouldn't there be Nerubians around here, undead or otherwise?
I've been wondering about that myself. Something must have driven them all off.
We did, you rotting bastards! We've been watching you all along!
Muradin's dwarves. Impossible. Doesn't anyone stay dead anymore?
We've been wandering this forsaken land ever since you killed Muradin and left us to rot, Arthas. Our leader, Baelgun, led us into the ruined city to survive. But there's no way we're letting you in.
We have no time for these games. Saphiron, attack! Well done, mighty Saphiron. I wish we could take you with us, but the confines of the Dark Earth are no place for you.
The Lich King's time is running short. We must hurry.
Speak, fool.
Speak.
What is it now?
I serve only
Tread
the
lightly.
frozen throne.
This is more
I have
like
heard
it.
the summons.
No one orders me around.
For Kazmatan!
Orders me around. Faithless coward. Finally.
Must be.
A pint for every ghoul you blast!
Speak, fool. Frostborn hungers.
Wait. What's done is
What is it now?
my might cannot be
Speak,
matched.
fool.
My might
What is
cannot
it now?
be matched.
Ah, at last. Ah, at last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders.
Set off the charges! Blow the bridge before they get across!
No! Stop them before they...
That was for Muradin. Now you'll never get across.
There are other passages through the labyrinth, Death Knight. We will find another way.
Tread lightly.
Must be.
What is it now? This is more like it.
Kill them all twice, that's what I say.
No one orders me around. Finally.
Time is fleeting.
Tread lightly. Our forces are under attack. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. What is it now? No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. You will know endless torment. Now, Frostmourne. For the Lich King. Ah, at last. What is it now? Tread lightly. Our forces are under attack.
I see. Oblivion awaits.
Speak, fool. Finally. At last. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. This is more like it.
Speak.
What is it now? Your pain shall be legendary. Frostmourne hungers. Gold. We should take this with us. Finally. At last. No one orders me around. At last.
I serve only the frozen throne. Indubitably.
Tread lightly. Finally. This is more like it.
Must be. I have heard the summons.
Tread lightly.
Time is fleeting.
Speak, fool.
Speak.
What is it now? Frostborn hungers. No one orders me around.
I serve only the frozen throne. I'll consume the living and the dead.
No one orders me around.
You'll see. Time is fleeting. I'll see to it.
Tread lightly.
I have heard the summons.
Our forces are under attack. Frostmourne hungers. At last. I'll make sure you suffer. Finally. Faithless coward.
My might cannot be matched.
What is it now? Tread lightly. What is it now? This is more like it.
Speak.
No one orders me around.
I serve only the frozen throne.
Speak, fool.
I have heard the summons. I await.
No one orders me around. These Nerubians are your kin. Why are they hostile to us?
Many of us who fell during the War of the Spider were brought back to serve the Lich King. These warriors, however, never died. Foolishly, they still fight to liberate Nerub from the Scourge.
More gold. This might help us later. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Your pain shall be legendary. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? I'll make sure you
Time is fleeting.
No one orders me around. At last. Tread lightly. Faithless coward. This is more like it. Speak, fool.
I have heard the summons.
Tread lightly. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last.
Speak.
This is more like it. Your pain shall be legendary. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This place looks like an old storage silo. It's a dead end, Nubarak.
There must be a hidden passage somewhere. We Nerubians were crafty engineers in our time.
What is is it now? I'll make sure you suffer.
Must feel it.
No one orders me around. Finally. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. This is more
This is an ancient Nerubian hoarding cell. We kept most of our treasures hidden in chambers like this. The passage to the lower depths lies just beyond this room.
great. As long as we're here, we can take some of these items with us.
I serve only
Speak,
the frozen
fool.
throne.
This is more like it. What is it now? Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last.
My might cannot be matched.
Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Your pain shall be legendary.
Time is fleeting.
What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Tread lightly. More gold. Take all you can carry.
Must feel it.
No one orders me around.
Speak. I'll see to it.
Tread lightly.
Don't even try it, you bastard! That there treasure belongs to the dwarves!
This treasure belongs to the Lich King, little creature. We, his servants, shall take what we will.
Our forces are under
No one
attack.
orders me around.
Time is fleeting. By no
What is it now?
I'll consume the living and the dead. Indubitably.
Tread lightly. What is it now? Finally.
My might
No one
cannot
orders
be
me
matched.
around. Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. What is it now? Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. No one orders me around.
This is for Meriden, you bastards!
At last. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
It's them! Blast them!
What is it now?
Proceed. What's done is done.
Our forces are under attack.
Speak.
I have heard the summons. Feel the venom of no
Tread lightly. Famous coward.
Make your choice. Yes,
No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Now, Frostmourne. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally. Speak, fool. What is it now? Tread lightly. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Damned undead! Slay 'em all!
Tread lightly. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? Ah, at last. Finally.
I serve only the frozen
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Make your choice. Bind
No one orders me around. Ah, at last. You will know endless torment. This is more like it. Tread lightly. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers.
Time is fleeting.
What is it now?
I
Shoot anything that shuffles or skitters!
see to it. King.
Speak, fool. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers.
Must bleed.
Tread lightly. No one orders me around. This is more like it. Speak, fool. For the Lich King.
I have heard the summons.
Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Finally.
Speak. Bind
No one orders me around. Finally. What is it now? This is more like it. Ah, at last. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers.
I remember you, evil prince. You're the one that killed poor Muradin.
Get over it already.
I won't let you through this door, traitor. The recent quakes have awakened dark things under the ice. Ancient, horrid things. We vowed to keep them locked where they are.
We'll take our chances, dwarf. We're going through that door, one way or another. Finally.
I have heard the summons. I'll consume the living and
Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers.
speak. Indubitably.
What is it now? No one orders me around. What is it now? Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Ah, at last.
Time is fleeting.
No one orders me around. This is more like it.
The summons. I'll consume
Speak,
the living
fool.
and the dead. Wait.
Tread lightly. Finally. This is more like it.
The time is now.
What is it now?
Speak.
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last.
Time is fleeting. You I serve only the frozen throne.
No one orders me around.
My might cannot be matched.
What is it now? Finally.
We'll see.
Tread lightly. This is more like it.
Wait. What's done is done.
No one orders me around. Frostborn hungers.
I serve only the frozen throne.
Tread lightly. At last.
Speak.
Our forces are under attack.
Highest might cannot be
What is it now?
Time is fleeting.
Speak, fool. At last. No one orders me around.
I have heard the summons.
Tread lightly. I'll make sure you suffer. What is it now? Finally. Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. At last. What is it now? This is more like it. Finally. At last. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. The air smells awful in here. Something doesn't feel right.
If the dwarf's story was true, there's no telling what awaits us in the darkness. This stairwell leads into the heart of the old Nerubian Empire. We must be cautious.
By all means. You first.
We have entered the Old Kingdom. Be wary, Death Knight. Whatever scared the dwarves still lurks down here somewhere.
Speak, fool.
Indubitably.
What is it now? Speak, fool. No one orders me around.
You ran.
Tread lightly. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. At last. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers.
Wait. The towers on either side are rigged to fire bolts of frost. This hallway is a death trap.
Can't we disable them?
The circular hatch in the far wall is an aqueduct plug. If we can open it, the water might flood the firing mechanisms and disable the entire trap.
Finally. Gold. We should take this with us. Tread lightly. At last.
I have heard the summons. I'll see to it.
No one orders me around. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. For the Lich King. Speak, fool. This is more like it. Finally. Faithless coward. At last. Frostmourne hungers. That's done it. Let's move. What is it now?
Time is fleeting.
This is more like it. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. No one orders me around. What is it now?
I I serve
Speak,
only
fool.
the frozen throne.
Ah, at last.
Time is Look, brothers. The traitor king.
Who? Me?
He is referring to me, Death Knight. These Nerubians will stop at nothing to destroy us. I'll see to
Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last. No one orders me around.
Might cannot
Is
be
it now?
matched.
Finally.
Make your choice.
Speak, fool. This is more like it. Ah, at last. What is it?
Thank you, Great One. The rebel spiders captured my comrades as well. They're being held in a nearby chamber. Release them, and they will be yours to command.
Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. You will know endless torment. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Ah, at last.
I have heard the summons.
No one orders me around. Tread lightly. This is more like it. This is more like it. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it.
Speak. Kinky.
What is it now?
I serve only the frozen throne.
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. Tread lightly.
Time is fleeting.
What is it now? Ah, at last.
My might cannot be matched.
No one
Indubitably.
orders me around.
I have heard the summons.
Speak, fool.
Speak.
Tread lightly. This is more like it.
I serve only the frozen throne. I'll consume the living and the dead.
No one orders me around. The Guardians are activating. Defend yourselves. Speak, fool. What is it now?
My might cannot be matched.
Tread lightly. Finally.
The summons.
What is it now? Ah, at last. This is more like it. No one orders me around.
I serve only the frozen throne. By
Tread
the
lightly. Speak, fool. No one orders me around.
Speak.
Speak, fool. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be legendary. Now, Frostmourne. Finally. At last.
My might cannot be matched.
Finally. This is more like
I
it.
have heard to slay the intruders.
Frostmourne hungers.
Time is fleeting.
Tread lightly. At last. Speak, fool. What is it now?
I have heard the summons. Time is fleeting.
No one orders me around. Finally.
My might cannot be matched.
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. I'll make sure you suffer. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. At last. No one orders me around. Your pain shall be legendary. Faithless coward. For the Lich King. Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Now, Frostmourne. What is it now? Speak, fool. Finally. You will know endless torment. At last.
Death to the servants of Ner'zhul.
No one.
The eggs of our young are incubated within those breeding pods. There's no telling how many vicious hatchlings they hold.
You are right. They're definitely hostile. We've got to destroy the breeding pods.
We could also seal the doors to shut the hatchlings in.
Tread lightly.
What's done is right. I serve only the frozen throne. Cheeky. I'll see to
Tread lightly. At last. Speak, fool. Finally. This is more like it. What is it now? Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be legendary. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. Faithless coward. I'll make sure you suffer.
my life cannot be
What is it now? At last. Finally. This is more like it.
Time is fleeting.
What is it now?
I have heard the summons. By Nerub. I'll consume the
No
living
one orders
and the
me
dead.
around.
Speak.
Speak, fool. Now,
I
Frostborn.
serve only the frozen throne.
Tread lightly. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last.
Must feed.
What is it now? Frostmourne hungers.
Speak.
Tread lightly.
I have heard the summons. Drive the foul undead back to the surface.
Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Ah, at last. Speak, fool. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Finally,
Time is fleeting.
what is it now? Ah, at last.
I serve only the frozen throne.
No one orders me around. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
My might cannot be matched. Kinky. I'll consume the living and the
Tread
dead.
lightly. Finally. Ah, at last. For the Lich King. What is it now? This is more like it. You will know endless torment. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. For the Lich King. Speak, fool. Finally. This is more like it. What the hell are they?
They are the horrors the dwarves spoke of. I thought they were only legends.
What?
They are the faceless ones.
At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally.
Must feed.
What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
I'll wait.
Tread lightly. Tread lightly. This is more like it. No one orders me around. What is it now? Speak, fool. No one orders me around. Ah, at last. Speak, fool. Tread lightly.
I serve
What is it now?
frozen throne.
Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. This This is more like it. Tread lightly. What is it now? Ah, at last.
Must be.
Our forces are under attack.
No one orders me around.
Proceed.
Speak, fool.
I have heard the summons. My might cannot be matched.
No one orders me around. This is more like it. What is it now?
Time is fleeting.
Tread lightly. Your pain shall be legendary. Speak, fool.
My might. It cannot be. A forgotten one. Look to your defenses, Death Knight. Fight as you've never fought before.
Tread lightly. Faithless coward. What is it now? I'll make sure. Frostborn hunger. Finally.
Our forces are under attack.
No one orders me around. No one orders me around. This is more like it.
Our forces are under attack.
At last. What is it now? Frostborn hungers.
I serve only the frozen throne.
Tread lightly. Tread lightly. Finally. No one orders me around. At last. Speak, fool. This is more like it. Finally. What is it now? No one orders me around.
Time is fleeting.
Tread lightly. Speak, fool.
The frozen throne. We cannot take them all. Hurry, Death Knight. Up the stairwell. Hurry.
We're running out of time, Anubarak. How far are we from the exit?
Not far. We have entered the Upper Kingdom. The exit should lead us to the base of the glacier itself. However, there are still hidden traps and pitfalls to account for.
Take cover!
Arthas!
The entire passage collapsed. There's no time to dig through this. I'll have to move quickly and find my own way out. Hopefully Anubarak and the others survived. Frostborn hungers. What is it now? Finally. This is more like it. I'll be singed if I get too close to those flames. This is more like it. I'll need this gold for when I reach the glacier. At last. Now, Frostborn. Frostborn hungers. More of the Nerubians' blasted mechanisms. I'll have to time this perfectly. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last. Finally. This is more like it. You will know endless torment. Finally. More gold. This might help us later. Frostborn hungers. At last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. Another quake? Sure to suffer. Speak, fool. pain shall be legendary. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Faithless coward. This is more like it. You will know endless torment. For the Lich King. At last. Now, Frostmourne. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. For the Lich King. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. Your pain shall be legendary. You will know endless torment. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Move it now. Frostmourne hungers. Faithless coward. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. I must find a way across this strange obstacle. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. This is more like it. Finally. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. At last. I'll make sure you suffer. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Now, Frostmourne. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. Finally. At last. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Anub'arak, you made it.
I see now why the Lich King chose you as his champion, Death Knight. Few men could have survived this labyrinth alone.
last.
Might cannot be matched.
Tread lightly. Tread lightly.
Another earthquake. We must hurry, Death Knight.
I'll make sure you suffer. Faithless coward. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Something's breaking through. Defensive positions! No one orders me around. Speak, fool. Speak. Tread lightly. What is it now? Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last.
My might cannot be matched. Your choice. I say
Tread lightly. This is more like it. What is it now?
time is fleeting.
Speak, fool. Finally.
The summons.
No one orders me around. No one orders me around. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers.
What's is done. The time is now. Yes, Master. What's done is
Tread
done.
lightly.
I have heard the summons.
Speak, fool.
We're running out of time. We must find the exit.
What is it now? Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last.
Time is fleeting.
Speak, fool.
They're blocking the way to the exit. We'll have to fight our way through them to reach it. Our might cannot be matched. Okay.
Tread lightly.
I slave only the frozen throne. Speak.
What is it now? Finally.
Choice. Focus by the my might cannot be
No one orders me around. Tread lightly.
consume the living and the
What
dead.
is it now?
I'll see to it.
Speak, fool.
See the sting.
No one orders me around. Finally. This is more like it.
Time is fleeting.
What is it now?
I have heard the summons.
Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers.
Now quickly, head through that door. The exit to the surface lies just beyond.
It'll be good to see the sun again.
Remember, Illidan and the true battle still await us in the world above. Hopefully our trek through the Dark Earth bought us the precious time we needed.
We've made it in Uberak. Our forces are already assembled and waiting.
Greetings, King Arthas. You've arrived just in time. Illidan's Naga and Blood Elf forces have taken up positions at the base of the glacier and...
Arthas, my champion. You have come at last.
Master?
There is a fracture in my prison, the Frozen Throne, and my energies are seeping from it. That is why your powers have diminished.
But how?
The rune blade Frostmourne was once locked inside the throne as well. I thrust it from the ice, so that it would find its way to you, and then lead you to me. And so it has. Now, we face a grave danger. My creator, the Demon Lord Kil'jaeden, sent his agents here to destroy me. If they should reach the Frozen Throne before you, all will be lost. The Scourge will be undone. Now hurry. I will grant you all the power I can spare.
I saw another vision of the Lich King. He has restored my powers. I know now what I must do. It's time to end the game. Once and for all.
Speak.
Speak, fool.
Time is fleeting.